Welcome back to a new episode. Today I am going to be talking to you guys about something I wasn't aware of, I didn't know, and I think a lot of you may not be aware of, and that has to do with the Model Y. So apparently with the Model Y, you cannot use your referral code, and the buyer actually doesn't get the 1500 free kilometers that they would with, let's say, the Model 3. Now, how do I know this? I recently have taken a friend of mine into Tesla, and he was looking at possibly getting a Model Y and ordering a Model Y. Well, it all worked out. It was all good, but, well, not quite. Let me explain. So about 2 weeks ago, a friend of mine called me up and says, I am looking at getting a Model Y. Would you mind coming with me to the Tesla showroom and kind of getting an idea of, I've obviously helped out a few of my friends, and so they just wanted some help. They just felt more comfortable with me being there. And so fine, I said no problem. And we went through the whole process, and obviously with Model Y, at least here in Vancouver, it's not in the showrooms yet. So I got them set up with test driving a Model 3, and I made a video about that. But that's besides the point. Now, what was very interesting to me is that when we were going to set up everything, all of a sudden, he's not getting that free 1500 kilometers that Model 3 owners get. So the Model Y, I was told, is you can't use a referral code, and you're not, the buyer doesn't get anything extra, anything special. This is kind of strange for me because the question here comes down to why not? I didn't know this. I wasn't aware of this. I specifically asked the sales staff, is this a US thing or a Canada thing? Obviously, I'm in Canada. And apparently she said, no, it's both in the US and Canada. You cannot use a referral code for the Model Y. Which begs the question, why not? And I get the feeling this has to do with, first of all, the demand. There's obviously a huge demand for the Model Y. Tesla doesn't need to go to the extent of doing the free, 1500 kilometers of supercharging. And that kind of happens when you have a big enough demand. Mind you, the Model 3 also had a demand, but it was different. It was a new introduction to everything. And the Model Y is not as much of a new introduction to the world as the Model 3 was. The Model 3 was a huge excitement. And don't get me wrong, the Model Y is a huge excitement, but do they need to give away free, 1500 kilometers of supercharging? My answer to this is absolutely they should have. And this, I'm not saying this because of my referral code. Here in British Columbia, the referral code means absolutely nothing. So I can refer 1,000 people and I will get nothing out of it. In British Columbia, referral codes are not valid. They don't mean anything, at least not to me as the referrer. It worked for my friends who bought the Model 3. They used my referral code, and then they basically got, the 1500 kilometers of free charging. And this is very intriguing to me. So I looked into it more. I called around a little bit, and sure enough, I'm being told the same thing. With Model Y, referral codes don't apply. Now, obviously, I would want to hear from all of you guys who already have done this. And is this something that is a fact, or is this something that just Tesla kind of did changes as they go? As of me recording this video, it's still a fact here. So yeah, there's that. But more importantly, should Tesla continue doing that trend of 1500 free kilometers? My answer to this is absolute yes, without a doubt. Having a free 1500 kilometers of supercharging is almost essential. And the key reason for this is every single person who has bought this car, and I was, my friends and all my acquaintances and everybody who I've dealt with, they loved having it because once they buy that Model 3, Model X, Model S, the biggest thing that happened is they're excited about the car, and they almost immediately took a road trip, and that's how they got comfortable with the car. That's how they got really understanding what the car does. And, there's the first instinct, that level of excitement. And so knowing that you can get 1500 kilometers of excitement out of your car, essentially for $0, that means you're not paying fuel, or electricity in this case, it made them want to go out and explore this car. In fact, the strangest part about this is a really, really good way to push it out there, because now with their excitement, they're stopping at Superchargers, they're talking to other people, they're talking with, bystanders. And so again, it's just spreading the word. Tesla really should have maintained this. I think it was really, it's one of those things that they shouldn't have taken that away. Now, once again, I did do, as of me recording this video, this is still a thing. It's apparently it doesn't apply. Now, I don't know if it's everywhere. For sure, it doesn't apply here in Vancouver. I didn't ask once, I didn't ask twice, I asked multiple times, and continuously I get the same answer. And again, this is from personal experience. This is not hearsay. Again, I was there. We went through the whole process, and sure enough, no matter what, the referral did not apply, and neither did the 1,500 kilometer free charging. It is a huge mistake if Tesla takes that out. It makes a world of difference for a new driver, a new Tesla owner, I should say. The first 1,500 kilometers, it makes a huge difference, because they pick up their car, they go to a supercharger, and I'm going to ask this from all of you. How many people, those of you who own Teslas, how many have done this? You picked up the car, where was the first destination you took? Usually it was family, friends, and then a supercharger. And more often than not, for some people, it's directly to a supercharger. They just want to, charge up their car or get a sense of what it feels like, and there's a level of excitement. I cannot tell you the amount of times that while I was at a supercharger, there was somebody showing up and they didn't know exactly how to do what to do, and they were so excited that first plug-in into the Tesla. Now, I'm not saying that people are not going to do the same thing if they don't have the first 1,500 free. What I am saying is they're more likely to go to that extent, and they're more likely to start exploring the car pretty much right away. And with Teslas, you kind of need to do that, because Tesla is a unique car. If you're going from an ICE car to a Tesla, it is a world of difference, especially for people who are not geeks, in a good way, obviously. People who are not gadgety like my wife and I are, or many of you are. For them, they're not really sure how to do this. So having the first 1,500 and kind of exploring, getting comfortable with the car, knowing that, okay, I don't even have to pay for this. This is basically just a big, long drive for me that is costing me nothing to do this. It makes a mental difference. If you guys disagree, please leave me a comment below and tell me if you do. Many of you I know will talk about Tesla has to pay for that 1,500 kilometers. Well, do they really have to think about that? Because if you think about it, how much it costs to charge up your car, depending on obviously where you are, it's very, very little. And that's more or less rolled into the price. It's not the end of the world. So with that said, again, I'm saying this firsthand. This is something that's happened. I've double checked, triple checked, quadruple checked. And yeah, this is apparently a thing right now. My friend would have no use for my referral code. Once again, for me, it doesn't make any difference. Like I said, in BC, I get nothing out of it. So it's not like I'm sour about this. I'm simply letting you guys know that this is a thing. This is also really interesting, because for a lot of us who have suggested or helped out, talking to people about this, we didn't know about this. So initially, I did tell my friend, you'll have the first 1,500 kilometers free, because up until now, it didn't matter if I was, helping out lots of my friends who obviously had Model 3s, who bought the Model 3s. Up until now, this was a big thing, and they were so excited about that first 1,500 kilometers. Now, if you're buying a Model S or a Model X, it didn't matter, because you get free supercharging anyway. But with the Model 3, the excitement level of people was really, really there. I think it's really important for that to happen. I think Tesla needs to continue that trend, because it does make a world of difference. I understand that there is a cost that is associated with it. Fine, punch it into the price. You know what? Over time, it's not, for Tesla, it doesn't affect their bottom line that badly. But that 1,500 really does make a huge, huge difference for how people will react when they first pick up the car. Ultimately, each and every one of us who are out here and are helping to spread the word and really go to the point where we can express to people what these cars are all about. And, we talk a lot about Tesla. And those of us who have the channels, we obviously try and do that more than some, I guess. But for Tesla, I think for us as informants, I guess, people who are here to inform the general public on what's going on with these cars, and we are here to answer those questions. Ultimately, we can see what's happening. We can see the details of what's good and what's bad. This is going to be a big mistake in Tesla's side if they do not continue this trend. I mean, I don't care about my referral. Forget the referral altogether, but start off the new purchases with a 1,500 free or 1,000 free kilometers. I don't care. I think it's really important to get people in their cars and off of, basically just get them off onto a trip from the moment they buy the car. Just giving them a chance to kind of really explore, get to know the car right off the bat. It's a wonderful thing that I've seen happen with, I would say, 9 out of 10 people that I've helped. They do that right off the bat, and their level of excitement is very, very high. It's worth it. Let me know in the comments below if you guys agree with me. If you don't, you don't. That's fine. Let me know why. If you do, again, let me know if that's what you guys think as well. With all that said, the channel's doing pretty good. We're almost at 600 subscribers, so I'm kind of hoping to hit 1,000 in the next few months. So help me out. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, please do. I'm gonna truly appreciate it. And there's videos coming up very soon. I believe I'm going to be putting one out tomorrow, and I'm going to have a special guest. My wife is going to be the special guest for that video, and we're going to be discussing FSD. The price is going up, and then we have another video coming out later on this week with regards to robotaxis. So with all that said, thank you so much for watching. Please, everybody, drive safe. If you do have autopilot, keep in mind you are the driver, and ultimately you as the captain of the car have to keep an eye on the road. That's your job. Let the car do its thing, but you have to keep an eye on the road. With all that said, thank you very much for watching. As always, I truly appreciate every one of you guys. I can't talk this morning. Have yourselves a good day. Bye.